Welcome everybody to another Boldcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is Angel Beats episode 12, the penultimate episode of the whole series. The shadows are taking over, and Yuri's like, I'm gonna go down there and see what's up. You guys can do whatever the fuck you want, basically. And we're gonna see how this turns out. I have a feeling these last two episodes are going to be sort of linked in how it all turns out, but we're excited to get into it. Make sure you check out our previous Angel Beats reactions. Check out all the other stuff on our channel. Make sure you subscribe and like this video. And thank you for watching. Let's get right into Angel Beats episode 12. Let's go. This might be the last time we see this opening. I'm not sure. Sometimes they do it where the last episode is just like the title. It's all ominous. I don't know if it's going to be like that with the show. You should try to sing it. It has the karaoke right there.
In English?
Tsukushi wo hatte aruki daseru sonja chichijou ni fuki nukeru kaze sugoi taki ga shita kyuchi taki ga shita na. You didn't sing along with me. You just left me out to dry act looking like a complete idiot. Oh shit, that's so cool.
Whoa, look at her.
Ooh. If only we could see her eyes, that would have been the thumbnail. Oh fuck! You like Aussie? Oh shit, it's everybody. So everyone's ready to go. I always thought she was cool. I wish we got to see more of her. Just like a couple more scenes, like one or two more scenes. Oh wow, shit! They're all gone. That's it? Damn. Holy shit! That was like No Face from fucking Spirited Away right there. Oh shit, Noda. Badass.
Scum.
Oh shit. Yet another Call of Duty gun. I'm pretty sure that's an R700. I love how they make fun of the fact we don't even know him. TK! Badass.
Oh. He was in training.
Oh shit, he's not fat anymore. Oh my god.
There wasn't much to eat.
He's fucking... Oh, he's about to fucking go off. Empty. Need backup. Can't do it alone, bitch.
Okay, so they did tell them.
Ooh. M4, that's like, it has like 2 round drums on the side. It's like 60 rounds. Or more. Damn.
かなでちゃんも頑張ってるかな。もっと早く気づいてあげていられればよかったかな。もしかしたら仲良くやっていられたかもしれない。こんな世界だけど、似合う服とか探してあげたりとかできたかもしれない。でも結局は無理か。私は神様を許せない。
Shit.
消えろ。消えろ。消えろ。消えろ。消えろ。消えろ。消えろ。
I think that this was our answer to like, what is Yuri gonna do now that Kanade is like not evil, giving them an enemy to fight against. Yuri Nakamura.
ねえってばユリ、何やってたのよ授業中に。何って別に。何考え事よ。考え事？授業が上の空になる。もしかして恋？恋ね？バカ、いるもんならしてみたいわよ。藤原くんならユリに脈ありだと思うけどな。
Fujiwara. Chika Fujiwara?
Do you see that? She can't see.
今一人でいるよ。
The people?
They're fighting outside.
Oh.
あんた誰だっけ？瞳じゃん。
Did the shadow take control of her and that's what this is?
I think so. Like how Muscle Boy got
それはね。
じゃあ中村、そのまま次のページの頭から読んでみろ。どうした？
すごく幸せですね。
She sees it. She sees through it.
すごく幸せな風景。
False sense of security.
みんなこんな時間に生きてるんだ。いいですね。ここから消えたらやり直せますかね。こんな当たり前の幸せを私は受け入れられますかね。
It's like we said before, she's a little too fucked in the head.
記憶も失って性格も変わってならできますよね。だったら生まれ変わるって何？それはもう私の人生じゃない。別の誰かの人生よ。人生は私にとってたった一度のもの。それはここにたった一つしかない。これが私の人生。日も託せない。うまいもできない人生。しつけることも忘れることも踏みにじることも笑い飛ばすことも美化することも何もできない。ありのままの残酷で無理な。
Yep.
たった一度の人生を受け入れるしかないんですよ。先生、わかりますか？だから私は戦うんです。戦い続けるんです。だってそんな人生一生受け入れられないから。
That's exactly what we've been saying this entire time. She has to fight because she can't accept the life that she had.
よ、間に合ったようだな。
おとなしくんとひなたくん。
僕もいるんだ。体がここまで連れてきて。
かなでちゃん。
なあ、なんかあそこを持ってる気がしないか。
まあ奇遇ね。私もそう思うよ。
しかし中途爆撃でもしないことには。
じゃあ行ってくる。
Yeah, you don't need to like think so hard about your strategy when you have a literal fucking monster.
いや、待て。
Holy shit!
よし。これ の戦闘能力は爆撃機並みか。先に行け。俺たちはこいつらを片付ける。
うん、お願い。
ああ、任せとけ。
Are we about to find out if that old dude, computer room, yeah. He's mocking us, yeah, because he called it the computer room. Holy shit.
Wow.
It is just mirrored images, though, from an animation perspective. It's just copied. Just constantly, every second, there's another one.
よくたどり着けましたね。
バカにしてるの？表にこれ見よがしにプレート貼ってあったじゃない。
ここは学校ですからね。
おかしな価値観をお持ちのようで。
いやいや。
Who are
そ
you?
れがルールなんですよ。
この世界の神の。
This is exactly like out of the
存
Matrix.
在するか否か、実に深遠なテーマです。する術は僕にはない。ただ決まり事に従うだけ。
あなたもプログラミングで動いているのね。
お察しの通りで。
誰がそんなことを？
名前を言っても無意味でしょう。昔の人です。
エンジェルプレイヤー。このソフトは何なの？
知っての通り、この世界のマテリアルを作成、改変できるソフトです。
なんでそんなことができるの？
僕は開発者ではないので。でも、あなたたちも土から武器を製造していることでしょう。
結局、同じルールにのっとってるのか。そのソフトの制作者は神になりたかったのかしら。
僕には何とも。
じゃあ、時間がないから本題に入りましょう。あなたは何が起きたらこうするようにプログラミングされているの？
プログラミングの内容は分かりません。
じゃあ聞き直すわ。あなたにとって世界に何が起きたの？
世界に愛が芽生えました。
え？愛？
愛です。それがあってはならないこの世界で。
そうか。その通りだ。愛を覚えたならすぐにも消えるはずだわ。それが芽生えたらこの世界はどうなる？
愛が芽生えてしまうと、ここは永遠の楽園に変わりだし、この世界はそうなってはいけない。なぜならここは卒業していくべき場所だからです。
そう思った人がいたのね。
ただ、ために生き、報われた人生を送った者が記憶喪失で迷い込んでくることが稀にある。その時にそういうバグが発生するんです。
そしてそれがエンジェルプレイヤーのプログラマー。
驚きました。ご明察です。
その人はこの世界のバグに気づき修正をした。それが影を使っての NPC 化、つまりリセット。 NPC の中には私たちみたいなのが他にもいるってこと？
はい、います。一人だけ。
かわいそうに。
そのプログラマーです。彼は待ち続けました。愛を知り、一人この世界を去っていった彼女を。
そんな、もう一度出会える可能性なんてない。
科学的数字ではありますが、ゼロではありません。
Take a long fucking time.
彼女を待つ時間はあまりに長すぎ、彼はもう正気ではいられなかった。だから自分を NPC 化するプログラムを組んだのです。
そして同じことが起きないよう世界に適応させた。
可能性はあります。
その人はいつか報われる日。
さあ、
何が正しいのかなんだか。
僕にも何が正しいのかは分かりません。ここまでたどり着いたあなたならば、その答えが導き出せるかもしれません。
どういう意味よ？
あなたの意思次第では世界を改変できるという意味です。
改変してどうすんのよ？
彼が選ばなかった道も選べます。
それは私が神にでもなれるというの？
言い換えれば、
ここを永遠の楽園にすることだってできるの？
彼はそれを否定しましたが、僕自身は否定しません。否定する感情を持ちません。
神？私がこの世界の神？
どうかしましたか？
手に入れたんだ、この世界よ。私はやっと戦ってきたのはこのためだったんだ。天使にだって勝てる。
That is what she said she was fighting for in the first episode.
最強だ。 するわけないじゃない。かなでちゃんにももうそんなことできない。だって私はここまで来たのは。
愛を感じ取りました。大きいの初めてです。恐ろしい速度で拡大を。
すべてのマシンをシャットダウンしなさい。今すぐ。
いいんですか？ちゃんと考えたんです。まだまだ時間はありますよ。それこそ永遠に。
あのね。
Well,
人間というものはたったの10分だって我慢してくれないものなのよ。
It's pretty cool, but she's just shooting the monitors.
Psych.
これで終わった。
It was all a dream again.
にしても不覚だ。お姉ちゃん、あんたたちと同じくらいみんなのこと大切に思っちゃったんだ。誇れるくらいあんたたちだけを愛する姉でいたかったのに。あ、この気持ちは何なんだろう。どうしちゃったんだろう。私を突き動かしていたものが消えていく。それが
She's letting go.
ここにいられなくなる。人生はあんなにも理不尽にあんたたちの命を奪い去っていったのに、みんなと過ごした時間はかけがえがない。私はみんなの後を追いかけたくなってきちゃったよ。ありがとう。もう十分だよ。もうお姉ちゃんだけ苦しまなくていいよ。長い間お疲れ様、お姉ちゃん。
And she's gone. After credits. So she didn't disappear. Alrighty. Wow, okay. I thought she was finally able to let go, but maybe she needed to say goodbye or something was holding her back.
Or maybe they're all gonna go, like, together, because they're all kind of invested on, like, everyone, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because she's like, I care, like, I love them and care about them just as much as I loved and cared about my siblings.
Yeah.
And like, same sort of the rest of them, they're like, okay, we want to make sure everyone gets out of here together.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking maybe that's sort of plays into it, like they don't want to leave each other behind.
Yeah.
The last episode is going to be sad, can already tell.
I think it seems like it's going to be an epilogue episode. Like, it seems like obviously the conflict's over, but yeah, it's going to be all goodbyes, and we're going to get I hope we get a bunch of gags one last time with all the characters and everything. I don't know if there's going to be season 2.
10 years ago.
But you know, the visual novel was in 2015. Steins Gate was in 2011, and it's obviously a way more popular series, but it got a sequel in 2019, I think, or in 2018. I think it was 2018. After a visual novel came out and gave them more stuff to do. But it seemed I hope that there's not a sequel with this show.
I hope that there never is. It's like Anohana for me, where it's just like the exact amount that they needed, and if they did any more, they'd be dragging it out.
I feel like they could have done more, but they would have been dragging it out. I feel like they could have done half another core. So, like, another 5, 6, 7 episodes max.
Yeah.
When, like... Because it seemed like when Otonashi decided to, like, help people out,
Mm-hmm.
that was sort of a halfway point. It felt like that was, like...
Yeah.
turning over into the second sort of act, and then that kind of went by really quick.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I don't mind it because, like, they didn't drag out the story, but obviously it's not over yet. We'll have a bigger discussion once we've actually finished the show.
It feels like
but
it's
it feels
over.
that feels like the end of the show, and it is kind of the end of the story. That was the climax, but so Yuri finally...
Yeah, it's kind of interesting with the
everything.
computer guy there, just like... Yeah, it's part of my programming. I didn't really
I didn't get that.
I didn't get it.
That's the thing with... You'll see that the more anime you watch. It's a very, very common thing, and I think it started with Evangelion, where... And I'm not going to spoil the end of Evangelion for you, but it started with that, and with, like, many other shows tried to copy the same kind of feeling or impact, where there's, like, this big climactic thing where the sort of fabric of the world, like, you know how we talked about stakes?
Mm-hmm.
They sort of raise the stakes beyond what we even thought was possible with the world, and sort of try to reshape our, like, understanding of everything that has happened so far, and, like, try to, I don't know, and it often comes across with, like, themes of God and religion and, like, creation and stuff like that, and sort of it has this big bombastic thing. I forget what another show we watched where it had a similar thing like that, where it was like, do you ever wonder why, Fullmetal Alchemist is another example of that. They did it really well, but it is the same thing of, like, oh, we're just following these characters throughout this whole thing. We get to the end and we realize, holy fuck, it opens up to, like, a cosmic scale.
Yeah.
And that's what it kind of did in this show.
What's kind of interesting, though, just, like, I don't know, it might have just been me, but I got kind of lost during that conversation when they're like,
too.
I don't know, like, it kind of made sense, but I just didn't get it. It didn't, like, seem to fit.
I wonder what the significance of that is, like, if that was just a backstory of why, like, it seemed some of it was going in and out of plot and, like, why are all these shadows attacking, and, like, give me a reason why this makes sense. And they were trying to, like, rationalize why it's coming to this head in this quick way where all, like,
so it's like, okay, so the guy who first decided to play God was because he fell in love, and then she left him here literally forever, and then he couldn't take it anymore, so he turned into it. He wrote a program to turn himself into an NPC, and then made that program, like, continue so it would happen again.
Yeah.
Kind of.
But it doesn't make sense. Like, that makes sense.
It makes
in
sense.
a way. Like, if you think about it, you can accept that. But where I think we're both stuck is, like, okay, so then it activates when there's, like, a big presence of love in this place. First of all, why would he want to do that? Just because
he was
kind of, like, bitter about that, I guess. Like, you could make it make sense.
Yeah.
But, like, I think that's not... It's what... You can make it make sense, and I'm willing to accept it, but it's just kind of like, I don't know. It makes it kind of confuses the messages of the story, in a way. Like, then they start talking about being god of this world and stuff like that, and, like, you think Yuri's gonna take it, but then she doesn't. It's showing that she's actually grown, because she was talking at the start of the series of, like, conquering this world or making it their own, etc. At the very first episode when they were, like, conscripting Otonashi.
And although all of his, like, 500 monitors all over the place is kind of a cool look for these shots.
You can see it's mirrored.
Yeah.
A lot of it is mirrored and just copy-pasted.
It seems like he has a very high monitor to computer ratio.
But yeah. I don't know what to think of that guy. I don't know what he is. So he's just a program. It's funny because he has the design of the guy that you think they're talking about. You think they're talking about him, but no, he's just a program. Like, he's actually an NPC. He's actually a program that's just activated. But then who was the guy? But
then he's like, "Oh, is there anyone else like us who's an NPC?" And he's like, "Only one person, the guy who, like, did this or whatever." But we know that that's not really true, because the muscle guy also got turned into an NPC, and, like...
Oh, but he's not, yeah, but
he was, like, a real person.
Yeah, but that's not what they were talking... They know about that. That's not,
okay.
List all the people... She wasn't saying, list all the people who've been turned into NPCs, because like, not just him, probably other people. She was wondering, like, other than the people that I know, who has been turned into an... or who is like us but is an NPC.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's, like, I don't know what to think of it in the context of the story. Like, What does it mean? So this guy turned himself, like, what is, okay, so going with, like, our whole thing, oh shit, recording limit. Going with, oh, card full. Fuck! We'll be right back, people. We gotta flush the card out and get all our footage off, and then we'll come back with the discussion. 1 second. Okay, alright, we're back. We were just talking about how all this stuff with the programmer of this world, like, how that fits into, like, the story that's being told about, like, letting go, and also in terms of high school and like being trapped in a high school and what that means, like, and our running theories, which were kind of confirmed, which we'll talk about with like Yuri's dream and how that's relevant. But I don't see how all that stuff with the programmer, like, how that fits, or how that's supposed to fit into...
And the programmer wrote, like, the Angel software, or whatever it's called, right?
Angel Player.
So, like, so he obviously, like, programmed this guy, and maybe programmed Angel, or Angel figure out how to use it, or something, like, you know...
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I don't know, I don't know. I'm at the moment, I'm not entirely convinced that it is, like, a good part of the story. Like, it doesn't seem to fit.
Like it adds anything.
It seems like if we're trying to make it fit, then we'll be disappointed. It seems like just a rationalization, like a convenience or a way to explain all the shit that's happening in order to propel the story forward, so that Yuri can have this development and everything can be sort of brought to a head. Yeah. That's all it seems to be, and fine, sure, but it's hard to, like, give it significance.
Yeah, like, I accept it, but I don't want to think about it too much, because I know I'll start to hate it.
Yeah.
Like, if I start to think about it too much, I'll be like, okay, well, they didn't really have to, I don't know.
It's just seems, whatever. But all the stuff with Yuri's dream, false sense of security is what I wrote down. It's an interesting take on the way, at least the way I thought of it. It's an interesting take on what we thought Angel's, or Kanade's, purpose was, starting out, where she's sort of the system, and she represents, like, she brings people to a place where they can accept their fate, and she's the student body president, etc. So she represents a path that they could take, because anyone who gets close to her disappears and, you know, accepts their life, and that's kind of her job, or the sort of undertaking that she's taken. This is kind of the opposite. It's like the dark version of that. It's like there's a difference between accepting your fate. This is if you just forget about it and, like, try, like, this is a world, like the world where Yuri is just a normal kid and she gets to have a normal life, and she kind of says it, like, she can't accept that because she can't forget about what happened, and she can't, but, like, some people conceivably could. Her trauma is such that I don't think that she could just forget about it. But other people, and this is kind of like settling, like I've talked about before, where you don't try and accept what happened to you. You just sort of try and put it in the back of your mind and not deal with it and let it creep up on you over years, and then try and live a normal life as if, you know, you aren't who you are, and try, like, I don't know, I guess I'm not explaining this super well, but you don't try to, like, better yourself. You don't try to, like, live your best life. You just try to go with the flow and be like everyone else. Like, this is kind of the other side, what Yuri kind of thinks or thought of what being a normal person and accepting who you are and disappearing, what that would turn her into, or what she was kind of afraid of. Does that make sense?
I think so.
Do you have any thoughts on it? On her whole dream sequence and everything?
Her whole dream sequence? I don't know. Like, I don't know. This, I didn't really like this whole episode. I wouldn't say I didn't like it. It seemed very different than the rest of the show. In a way, I did like how that we got to see how much Yuri had actually genuinely changed. Mm-hmm. Especially in that, like, final scene of, like, she loves everyone. But yeah, it was interesting to find out that she didn't disappear.
Mm-hmm. At the end, yeah. At
the end. And it's gonna be nice to kind of see, like, what that's all about, and, like, what the explanation for that is, of, like, why she didn't let go there when it seemed like she really had.
I don't know. I don't know if I could put it my thoughts in a better way. I think I understood what was going on there. Like she knows that she can't, like, this life, this like going into a false sense of security and just accepting where you are and not like thinking about who you are and not like trying to change your life for the better, just sort of accepting that you're a high school student and you're going to go through the motions and et cetera, et cetera. It's not real, and it's not going to yield anything real if you don't, because it's not real as long as you don't accept, you know, who you are or what happened to you in the past. You can't just forget about that stuff. You have to work through it, and in order to understand how to move forward. You can't, like she says, you can't beautify it or laugh it off or stomp over it. It's a part of who you are, and you need to accept that and keep on fighting. And then she wakes up, so she realizes that she can't, like, although she can't have that life, and then she wakes up to Hinata and Otonashi, so she realizes that, you know, and then she later accepts that she can move on. She can love people who aren't her siblings, and that's okay. So this whole episode is her sort of realizing that it's not a choice between the dream, like living a fake life, like in that dream she had, and fighting forever. She can find a middle ground, and that's moving on. So it's kind of simple. I'm trying to explain it
I think because like in her little like dream sequence there, she's talking about like, if I just get reincarnated, that's not me anymore, and like that's why she's been fighting, because she wants to still be her. And I think she wants, at least I kind of think she wants to like really feel like she's like done with her like not done with her life, but like she's worked through everything that there is to work through before she feels comfortable moving on and giving up her life and start being reincarnated, but it's not her anymore.
Mm-hmm. So. Well, that's the journey that every character is on, or that's exactly what they said in the start. That whole barnacle conversation was she was still kind of in that of like, if I get reincarnated, it's not going to be me. I'm going to be a piece of shit. I'm going to be a barnacle. If I graduate high school, I'm not going to be me. If I try to improve myself or have a better life for myself, then I'm not going to be me, because I understand something different that nobody else does. And if I let go of that, then I won't be myself. Mm-hmm. But she needs to sort of see that there's something beyond that, you know, then that she can do something about that issue. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to put it any better at this moment. I wish I could, but maybe when we do like the whole review, I'll gather my thoughts a little bit better and I can talk about all this stuff. But anything else you want to talk about this episode?
Not for this episode. I kind of just want to
finish it up.
Alrighty.
Stay tuned for the next episode of Angel Beats, the final episode, and then after that, at some point, we'll upload a series review of our whole thoughts on the entire series and everything. That don't know how long it's going to be, because it's the first series of our channel that we're actually finishing, but we'll figure it out, and hopefully you guys stay around for that. But I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And we'll see you in the next one. Let's get going. Bye-bye.